Hey you guys, it is very cloudy here, so I do apologize. Hopefully you guys can see me pretty well. I am on my way to work, and I thought that it would be great if I come on and just do a chit chat with you guys, featuring the coronavirus from a healthcare professional perspective. Those of you who do not know, I am a registered nurse, an RN, and I just thought that I will come on here, just kind of like share with you my thoughts and what I feel or what I'm thinking, which is my thoughts about the coronavirus. Now, I have to admit, first of all, I wasn't really taking it very seriously, because being a registered nurse, I'm just going to say RN for short, you guys. Being an RN, we're faced with a lot of different infections, a lot of different diseases, processes. And so we're so used to washing our hands, using PPD, protective gear, okay? We're used to that. Wearing the gloves, wearing the mask when needed, as well as a gown when needed. So I guess that's kind of why I didn't really take it seriously in the beginning, because I was like, okay, it's common sense if you just use standard precautions, wash your hands with soap, make sure that you're washing your hands for at least 20 seconds, make sure you use, I guess, etiquetely, when you're coughing, you don't cough in your hands, you cough in your elbow, or you use Kleenex, napkin, whatever. And if you blow your nose, wash your hands, use hand sanitizer. And you guys, you have to use hand sanitizer that is at least 70% of alcohol, okay, first of all, to kill the bacteria. But getting back to the corona, so far, and I'm hearing mixed things. Those of you who don't know, I live in the Savannah, Georgia area. Those of you who don't know, I'm hearing mixed things. Some people say that we do have a confirmed case in Savannah. I personally did not hear it on the news, so that's my disclaimer. I did not personally hear it on the news, but a co-worker of mine said that she did hear it on the news, that we have at least one case. I know for sure that we do have some pending cases at one of our local hospitals here in the Savannah area. It has not been confirmed as of now. And today is Saturday, you guys. Happy Saturday, by the way. And also, let me throw my disclaimer out there as well. This is my own opinion of what I think about the coronavirus. I am not a doctor. I am not an infection disease nurse, although I do deal with that a lot at my job, but I don't per se, that's not like my professional study of nursing. My professional background is med-surg, which we see anything medically, and we do have some cases surgically as well. Now, I do work in a LTAC, which means long-term acute care hospitalization, which means usually once a person have gotten over the criticalness, but not really criticalness, because we do have some ICU patients on the vent and things of that nature, but we see a lot of wound care patients, a lot of respiratory patients, just to give you an idea of the type of work that I do. With that being said, as I stated before, we do see a lot of infection, disease processes, a lot of different disease processes. So we're faced with infection, with the tendency of being infected every day of whatever type of disease, whether it be the flu, pneumonia, MRSA, C. diff, all kind of things. So that's why at first I really didn't take it so seriously, so to speak, because again, we're always wearing gloves, we wear a mask if it's necessary, as well as a gown when it's deemed necessary, and we're always washing our hands or using hand sanitizer. But you guys, when I heard on the news that the coronavirus has spread into all 50 states in the United States, one state that is near us, South Carolina, I want to say it's the Beaufort area, I believe, they have had 6 cases of the coronavirus, and I think out of that 6 cases, I think 1 person did die. This was actually on the news, so I actually did see this broadcast on the news myself. So guys, I mean, so far at my job, the precautions that we have taken is no visitors. We are not allowing any visitors to come in our building, as well as the staff has to get their temperature taken prior to starting their shift. And also they ask us questions, you know, have you experienced any coughing? Have you had a fever? Are you feeling sick? You know, all of those questions that I'm pretty sure by now all facilities are asking those questions. And as far as I know, I think none of the hospitals here in the Savannah area are actually allowing visitors to come into their buildings. Now, I think we are still transferring patients in and out of the facility. You know, if it's time for them to go home or go on to another facility, whether that be a nursing home or a rehabilitation center, we are still allowing them to be transferred out, because, you know, EMS and the medical field, you guys, I don't care what's going on in the world, you know, the healthcare professional, we are pretty much at the forefront of just about anything. And that's going to be always, because there's always a need, right? There's always some type of medical need. So my perspective is, you guys, you have to take precautions. You have to. You should always be washing your hands anyways, but make sure that you're washing it for 20 seconds. Say your ABCs, I think twice, either once or twice, I think will get you your 20 seconds. Make sure that you're actually drying your hands. You should not turn off, I mean, you guys, this is hygiene 101. I mean, you should have been doing this anyways, but make sure that you actually turn on the faucet prior to washing your hands. You know, make sure your hands have enough soap on it that is need be to cover all surfaces. Make sure you're scrubbing your nails, you know, your pads of your fingers to get underneath your nails. That's very important, because we know infections and stuff can hide, bacteria rather, can hide underneath our nail beds rather, underneath here. Make sure that you're washing hands. I know you guys probably say, you're a nurse and you have nails that long. Yes, I make sure my hands are washed and wear gloves and things like that. But anyways, make sure that your hands are completely dry, because if your hands are wet, you can actually harbor bacteria as well. Make sure that you turn off the faucet either with your elbow, or you want to use another paper towel, not the paper towel that you dry your hands off with, because that paper towel is still soil. You want to make sure that you use a dry paper towel. After drying off your hands, make sure you use another dry paper towel to turn off the faucet. Make sure you get enough paper towel that your hands are not be coming in contact with the faucet at all, and then dispose it in the trash. When you're opening the doors, you guys, do not open up doors with your hands. Use use a paper towel, or use the sleeve of your shirt or something. You guys, do not use your hands. And you guys know that our hands, I mean, we're constantly touching stuff all day long. Not just the healthcare professionals, but anyone. We're constantly touching things, you guys. To me, our hands are the dirtiest parts of our bodies. That's just my opinion. I remember when I was actually, I believe it wasn't nursing school. I believe I was in school for MA, medical assistant at the time. This is before I became a nurse. And we had a lab, and that lab was, it was some type of light. It was like I want to say it's an orange light. Anyways, sorry you guys, my phone keep moving because I'm on these bumpy roads here. It was some type of light that shine on your hands. And this was after we wash our hands. We wash our hands with the bacterial, antibacterial soap, and we dried our hands, and then we used that light to see how well we washed our hands. Do you guys know that our hands still had bacteria on them? Because it was, I think it would turn orange or something like that if we still had visible bacteria on our hands, or wasn't clean rather. Our hands still wasn't clean. So that's why I stress this so much, you guys. Make sure that you're washing your hands correctly. Not just putting soap and water on your hands and dipping it under the faucet and that's it. No, you have to literally scrub your hands. Friction. You have to friction your hands like this, and then take the tips of your nails and, you know, do it like this inside your hand with soap, visible soap and water. And I said, like I said, you guys, that's 101. Everybody, if you haven't learned that yet, then this is the lesson for you. But and I thought about, I do wear my ring, you guys, my wedding ring. I do wear it to work, and yes, that can harbor bacteria, but I do use gloves. Like, I would say probably 90% of the time at my work, I do use gloves when I'm taking care of my patients or anything like that. But yeah, guys, this coronavirus, like I said, I'm really taking it more seriously, and kind of getting off the subject a little bit. Well, still on the coronavirus, but jumping off of the healthcare professional perspective of it. Well, I guess it's still my perspective. I was watching the news because, you know, it is spring break. A lot of areas around the world are on spring break, and this particular news topic, I think they were in the state of Florida, if I'm not mistaken. And you still had young people at the beach because, again, it's spring break, right? And one person, and it was a young teenager, I don't know the age, he looked like he was maybe, I would say from 18 to maybe 21, 22, something like that. He actually said that he was not going to allow the coronavirus to ruin him. Not ruin him. He was not going to let the coronavirus prevent him from partying. So you mean to tell me you'd rather get drunk and have a nice time instead of being alive? I mean, now granted, they did say, from what I heard, the coronavirus is worse in patients or people 50 and older, which that's understandable, because the older we get, if you're not taking care of yourself, you know, you're susceptible to a lot of diseases, and it won't go well with you because we're older, right? Your body and everything changes as we get older. But they have to think about it from this perspective. It doesn't mean that the younger you are that you won't get it. You can still come in contact with the coronavirus and it can still enter your body. However, you may not get as sick as someone else. But think about if you're going home. Think about those people that you may come in contact with who are older. You know, you may have grandparents or your own parents or your aunts or your aunts, your uncles, your sisters, whomever, somebody at the grocery store. You never know whom you may come in contact with, and because you came in contact with those persons, you can actually infect them. So we have to stop being selfish, because to me, those teenagers, they were being selfish. Especially him, to say he's not going to allow the coronavirus to stop him from partying. Are you serious, dude? Come on. So you're going to risk your life, because again, it has been cases in, I think they said in Europe, I want to say that they said in Europe, it has been cases where younger people have been getting seriously sick. This was when the president was doing a report, and there was another young lady. Guys, I'm sorry, don't know her title, but she was somewhere in the health field. I don't know if she was a doctor or she was part of the CDC. I'm not certain. But anyway, she did state that there were some cases of young people getting sick, seriously sick, from the coronavirus. So you have to think about it. You guys, this is a pandemic situation, and we do have to take it seriously. You got people, I've seen a couple of videos, people fighting over hand sanitizer, and you can actually make hand sanitizer. You don't have to fight over it. Only thing you need is some aloe gel and at least 70% of alcohol, 70% or higher, and you can make your own hand sanitizer. And as far as I know, I haven't looked for any, but I'm quite sure you can find some alcohol and some aloe vera gel. So there's no need to fight over this stuff, you guys. Let's try to still walk in love. This is a trying time for everyone. No one is being exempt from this deadly virus that's going around. Those of us who are in the medical field, not just registered nurse, RNs, doctors, medical assistants, x-ray techs, any type of healthcare professional or healthcare employees, we're actually risking our lives. We're actually risking our lives to take care of patients. But we all know that medical field would never go unstoppable. There's going to always be, we're going to always have to go to work. I mean, that's just the gist of it. We have to go to work. So my perspective is, you guys, just be safe out there. If you're in the healthcare, field, no matter what the healthcare field is, whether it's a CNA, tech, whatever the case may be, even if you're an office manager, because you still have to sign these patients in, or, well, not office manager, but receptionist, lab techs, anyone who are coming into close proximity of these patients, you guys, please do not take your life for granted. Protect yourself, wear your mask, wear your gloves, wash your hands. If you don't have to go out, don't go out. Again, practice the distance, social distance. We all supposed to be practicing that anyways, and you can never get your life back. You can never get your life back. So just think about it from that perspective, you guys, and just be safe. Walk in love, walk in peace. Don't try to take all the toilet tissue. Don't try to take all of the water. Think about other people besides yourself. Just stay prayed up. Don't walk in fear. I mean, yes, we are facing a pandemic, but don't walk in fear. Still live your life, because God did not give us a spirit of fear, but a love, power, and of a sound mind. As I stated, I'm getting ready to go to work now. Am I fearful? No, but I am being careful. So that's just how I feel. That's my perspective of this coronavirus from a healthcare professional, from an RN perspective. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Again, stay prayed up. I love you guys. This is Simply Unique. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you comment. Make sure you thumbs up this video. Leave your comments. I'm curious of how you guys are doing, and what's your take on about this coronavirus. Anyways, you guys, peace. I love you guys. Make sure you love yourself and stay true to yourself. This is Simply Unique. Mwah. Bye, guys.